this video, I'm going to teach you how to draw some ceilings. And just like with floors and levels and most things in Revit, you can draw and change these elements in pretty much any order, anytime you want, and Revit will correct. So I'm doing these in a specific order because I want to be able next to connect the walls to the different levels, you know, floor, ceiling, etc. So that's why I'm doing them in this order. But just keep in mind that as you're doing a project, all of these things are flexible, and that's what's so wonderful about Revit. So when we left off, we had our levels and we had our floors already placed. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to create a ceiling above level 2, and then I'm going to create a ceiling for level 3. Now, again, this is a section view, and in some architectural styles, the slab of the floor is the ceiling for the floor below, but in more contemporary construction methods, we actually have a little gap between the structural floor and the ceiling, and that's where we put things like ductwork and, you know, sprinkler systems and casings for, or pardon me, housings for light fixtures, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and create that little, that's what it's called, is a plenum space, a little plenum space between my first and second floor, so that we have a nice high ceilings, but a little bit of room to work with construction materials in between floors. So I'm going to begin by going to the project browser, and I'm going to look at ceiling plan level 2. Okay, so you can see here, when I look at the ceiling plan, right now, this is the form that I see. And that's because if I look at the section, the ceiling plan for level 2 is what you see when you lay on your back on level 2 and look up. And so you're going to see the underside of that floor slab. Okay, so we're going to go back to ceiling plan level 2, and we actually want the ceiling to align with the floor above. So we're going to go to architecture and ceiling, and I'm going to sketch ceiling. And I'm going to just pick the lines because that's a little bit quicker, and because we want that nice alignment. Now there's going to be probably a different ceiling on the on that outside, but for right now we're just going to keep it all consistent. Now notice I've got it's set to be a 2x2 acoustical ceiling system. Yours might say 2x4, and all you have to do is click the drop down and change it. I'm going to click a 2x2 acoustical ceiling tile for the level 2 ceiling, because this is going to serve as an office space, and the 2x2 allows us to bring in different light fixtures and mechanical equipment with a little bit more ease. So you can see here it's also offset from level 2 by 8 feet. So I'm going to check this box, and I'll show you what that means. So you can see the 2x2 acoustical ceiling tile is in place, and you can see it's centered both vertically and horizontally. And let's go ahead and take a look at it in this section. It's 8 feet up, but we don't actually need that much space in between, and this is sort of a luxurious space. So I'm going to see how high I can make my ceilings. The distance from slab to slab is actually 11 feet 7 inches. So I want to have 10-foot ceilings in my space. So I'm going to click on that ceiling, and I'm going to change it from 8 feet to 10. And you can see the ceiling is going to pop up. Beep. Okay. So now I'm going to do the second floor ceiling, or the level 3 ceiling, and it's going to look different when I look at it in the project browser. So when I click on the level 3 ceiling plan, there's nothing. And that's because, if we go back to our section, if I lay on the level 3 slab and look up, there's nothing but sky. Now, eventually there's going to be a roof, but for right now, there's nothing. So let's go ahead and draw a ceiling there. Okay, so how do we figure out how we're going to pick lines, how are we going to draw the ceiling? Well, I'm going to put an underlay down, and I'll just go ahead and put level 2. Okay, so now we can see the level 2 ceiling, And let's go ahead and draw the level 3 ceiling. Now here, instead of a 2x2 acoustical ceiling tile, I want to do gypsum wallboard on metal stud. And so that's basically a drywall ceiling. And since for this, for FSCJ's purposes, this building has been designated as office space below with residence on top, it makes more sense that this would be a drywall ceiling instead. But we're going to still give them the 10-foot ceilings. Okay, check the box and we are good to go. Let's take a look at it in section. So there's our ceiling. We can look at it in a 3D view. Okay. And you can see there's our 2 ceilings.